We're here.
I wish I could give this feeling. I wish I could give this feeling. On the corner.
What up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of The Corner Podcast. Kel Dansby here with the old man, Andreas and Kel. Today, producer Cole, Bebe, is feeling a little like he's in WWE UK. He has the British accent today, so if he chimes in, he has to speak in his British accent. Either he watched the Tyson Fury presser yesterday, or most likely he's listening to a lot of Beatles because he's a huge Beatles fan. Either way, he will be British for today. So every time he chimes in, we will mute his mic if he's not speaking in his British accent. Man, it's been a while since we've been in studio. Actually, it's been 1 week, but it feels like it's been a while. Every time we do a remote show, thanks everyone for tuning in, checking out our boxing show over the weekend. We are here today to speak MMA. We have was a big pay-per-view. Co-main event is out. We'll speak about that. But the main event is still strong. Colby Covington versus Jorge Massvidal right here in Las Vegas. Me and Dre will be there in attendance. We'll talk about that fight today. We'll have another guest, which we'll tell you about in a little while. But shout out to UFC, still sending us amazing guests every week. Also, Dre, we have to talk about last week's card and the developments with Cain Velasquez, which are all over the news. There's some details out there. We'll speak about the situation as we get into our MMA segment a little later. To start the show, though, I'd be remiss if we didn't start by saying happy belated birthday to our man, your guy, Big E.
Yeah.
I know he hates the birthday shout-outs. He tries to deflect everything. He didn't post anything about it, like, on social media.
No, he hates it. And he texts me and he texts Johnny. Like, we had an Our Heroes Rock call. He was like, stop bringing so much attention to this. And I was like, you're too much like me, except you have a much bigger profile. So
yeah.
You're just going to have to deal with all this praise and love. So, yeah, man, that man's another year older, and he ain't do nothing just like me. I was like, what you doing? He's like, squats. I was like, all right. Got it. That's your birthday fun? All right, no cake, squats.
God's like, I eat squats for breakfast.
Yeah, I was like, all right, cool. So, happy birthday to that guy.
Yeah, I feel like that's it. Squats and bench press. That's how you get to become Big E.
Yeah.
Just that's not surprising at all from what we know of E. But happy birthday to him. Another year of great success, hopefully on the horizon. Last year was really good. I mean, ending aside of the title reign. But hopefully this year.
That's another show.
Yeah, hopefully this year, we see there's a clamoring for how he was done, and there's a clamoring for him to get back to the top. So one thing with WWE, you never know when something's going to change.
No.
So all it takes is one more movement. You were watching, like, the Elimination Chambers. We're approaching WrestleMania. Kofi Mania happened in a blink. So E winning Money in the Bank last year happened in a blink. So you never know what's going to happen. I know nothing but success in his future, though. We'll save that for the wrestling show coming up this weekend. Spoiler alert. Today, Dre, I felt like starting with hip-hop. Just real quick, because it's been a second. And I was inspired by your timeline.
Wow, what did I do?
And this tweet. Goodie Mob's Thought Process is a perfect rap song.
Oh, yeah.
Also, CeeLo is absurdly underrated as an MC.
100%.
This stood out to me. 2 levels.
Okay.
1, I'm not sure I've ever heard you say something was a perfect song.
I've said it before.
You're very picky.
Black Star's Respiration is a perfect rap song. It's perfect.
Is it? Okay. I mean, I really like that song. I only have 3 perfect rap songs.
No, I have a few, but that's a perfect rap song.
That's fair. What are your other perfect rap songs?
That's a good question. Perfect.
I'll give you my 3 off the top, and there's probably more. Because, I mean, I can go to a reasonable
Electric
doubt,
Relaxation is a perfect rap song.
Oh, you did say that during the thing. I don't agree. But I think it's really good. And we
93 Till Infinity is a perfect rap
93 Till Infinity is on my perfect rap song.
It's absolutely perfect.
They Reminisce Over You is a perfect rap song for me. And only one as of late is Lupe Fiasco's Mural is a perfect rap song to me. I don't think I've ever heard a song as lyrical as that song is. So those are my 3 perfect rap songs. Then I could go into like Reasonable Doubt and everything. Like
International Players Anthem is a perfect rap song.
original, like one.
International Players Anthem with UGK and Outkast?
Yeah.
Absolutely perfect rap song. Absolutely perfect rap song.
Really?
Yes, 100%. Play that shit at weddings.
They do play that at weddings.
It's a perfect rap song. Perfect. And there's nothing else like it that you'll ever hear again.
Now that collab is insane.
Yeah.
That's one of the best collabs. That and Reservoir Dogs.
And 3 Stacks verse on that? Absolutely perfect.
Yeah, him kicking it off. The
Yeah.
video is
Yeah,
impeccable.
Perfect. There are perfect rap songs. There's very few and probably no perfect rap albums, but there are perfect rap songs.
Illmatic's a perfect album, but it's
a
few and
classic
far
album.
between.
Yeah, it's an absolutely classic album. But
I don't know if that has a bad verse.
no, it doesn't.
Yeah, like that.
I mean-
that's his closest, but it's truncated, right? So it's like 9 songs.
Yeah,
so you can be very perfect. In
Yeah,
9 songs.
the margin for error is very small when you have that many songs, and he executed on all those songs. Nas has perfect rap songs. Jay has perfect rap songs. People have perfect rap songs.
So all right, Goodie Mob, perfect rap.
Yes, Thought
Which
Process is
I
a
can't
perfect
knock that.
rap
It's a
song.
really good song. My next thing is, it's just weird to hear you, by the way, be so complimentary. Your grading scale is through the roof.
Yep.
My next thing is, CeeLo is absurdly underrated as an MC.
Oh, yeah.
I love this take because I've been saying this forever, but people forget, or maybe they never knew, CeeLo before he was a singer.
Dude, CeeLo as a rapper is fucking astounding.
Crazy.
There are few people that nobody had ever heard of that jumped on a song and tore it down. AZ did it on Life's a Bitch, also a perfect rap song. CeeLo did it on Get Up, Get Out. This motherfucker opened with, I don't recall ever graduating at all. Sometimes I just think I'm a failure to y'all. And then just blew it out the door. It's a 7-minute rap song.
Yep.
CeeLo on the first Goodie Mob album. CeeLo on the second Goodie Mob album. From Beautiful Skin to The Experience. That dude is so inexplicably underrated. We talk about MCs and nobody talks about CeeLo. Nobody talks about him.
No. Because he's done so much
Yeah.
as a producer, singer.
Yeah, Pussycat
everything.
Dolls.
Yeah, like next level. As just now at this point, he's just CeeLo, right? Like he did like hosting. He's just an enigma to his own self. So people forget, like, no, he can spit.
Yo, that dude can rap.
So yeah,
And it's not, and the thing is, like, I think Carmen Rogers, who was a singer for the Foreign Exchange, we talk about this like once a year. It's not like CeeLo is like super lyrical. He's just very poignant and matter-of-factly, and that voice is just like undeniable. So if you go back and listen to the first Goodie Mob album, they open with that Free, where he's singing Free, and then it goes into Thought Process, and I'm like, dude, and then like you listen to verses like him on Black Ice or him on Cell Therapy. He's never had a bad verse.
Cell Therapy is so dope too.
Like, good. And then he could sing. Like, before Drake and everybody else, there was CeeLo.
Yeah.
There was CeeLo Green. Now, granted, everybody's like, oh, yeah, Gnarls Barkley and all that. Nah, man, I'm a Goodie Mob CeeLo guy. Like, and everywhere CeeLo shows up, he killed it. When I first heard him on Get Up, Get Out, I was like, who is this guy? Because Outkast was new.
Yeah.
You know, and it was like, and Andre and Big Boy didn't become exactly what they were. They were still in their infant stages of rapping, and this dude comes on, and I was just like, I've never heard somebody rap like this. And being from the South, and it's like the stereotype what a Southern rapper sounds like, CeeLo skirted all that. Dungeon Family stuff, killed it. It's like, man, y'all keep talking about all these rappers who are underrated. No, CeeLo.
CeeLo's horribly underrated.
It's criminal. There are times where he was like the best rapper in the world to me on certain songs. I was just like, the Still Standing album, Liberation, The Experience, Beautiful Skin, even They Don't Dance No More. Everything he touches on that is gold. And that doesn't say that Gip and Timo, like, they're whack. It was just CeeLo was.
I really like Gip.
Yeah, he was just another level of MC that we hadn't heard.
As a crew, Goodie Mob is so diverse and weird. Like, Goodie Mob gives you, and I didn't know this till I went to Atlanta, exactly what Atlanta is.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
The food,
those three,
everything.
like, they are the personification of Atlanta. Just CeeLo and just being so diverse and well-spoken. And like, you find all these type of black people in Atlanta, and they, all three of them, like, were encompassed in this group.
Yeah, dude. Goodie Mob, Soul Food. Omni. Like, it just like those songs on those first 2 albums in particular. I wasn't a big fan of World Party, but whatever. But those songs on that album were so they were Atlanta. Especially I was in Atlanta at the time.
Oh yeah.
So it was like when I heard they don't dance no more, it was like, oh my God. Because they don't dance anymore. All they do is this. And we be in the club. It was just like everything, the food, like on soul food, fried chicken, macaroni and cheese, and collard greens so big for my jeans. Fast food got me feeling sick. Them niggas think they slick. Yo, CeeLo was just on his game, and nobody was rapping like that. Nobody was rapping like CeeLo. To this day, there are few that are as valuable in that space as CeeLo, and people give him flowers for the wrong reasons. They talk about crazy, and they talk about his singing, and like even the CeeLo Experience albums. But yo, as a rapper, profound.
So that brings me to the topic we all love, Mount Rushmore topics. It's always my favorite. And I love putting you on the spot. That's why I didn't send you the rundown. So, and this is tricky because I was trying to think of a perfect way to position this. There's no perfect way to position this. What is your Mount Rushmore for the best collective / label crews? And it got me thinking because Dungeon Family, are they the best collective in hip-hop history? CeeLo, Outkast, or Goodie Mob, Outkast, you had Killer Mike on there. And we've seen what Killer Mike has since gone on to do. And even he was ripping it back then, but even what he's done since, Sleepy, them as a crew and a collective. But then you have others. Rockefeller, No Limit, Cash Money.
You can get both
You
those
have,
out there.
what?
No Limit and Cash Money. For me,
Cash Money, if you include Young Money,
I don't care.
you're bugging.
You can get them out there.
All right.
I wouldn't include Young Money.
You got to include Young Money.
Nah, you can't.
Cash Money, Young Money.
No.
It's under the same umbrella.
But that's the problem. It's an umbrella underneath an umbrella, so they're not the same. Nicki Minaj didn't do songs with Manny Fresh.
All right. Drake did.
But that's what I'm saying. But Young Money is a different collective than Cash Money.
That's tough. All right. So you want to break it down to one notch under.
I
Because
need
Rockefeller takes a hit if I can't include Cam and Dipset.
Yeah. I mean, but you also have to include.
They got songs together.
You have to include the misses too. Rockefeller had some misses. It's all Dame Dash's fault too.
Yeah, I'm not Young Chris and Young Neef.
No, that's not even them. You remember they had Rockefeller like Espanol?
No.
They had like Noriega doing reggaeton. It was a plan that they had. There was a whole sheet of all this stuff Rockefeller was going to do. It's hard. Like collectives, is it a label collective? Because are you include like Maybach Music Group?
Maybach Music included.
Death Row?
Death Row included.
Yeesh. Good luck beating Death Row. At their peak of their powers,
Yeah.
Dre, Snoop.
Bad Boy included. Bad Boy like 90s run, I would say. Because Bad Boy might have different iterations.
Well, that's
You
the
go
thing. It's
through.
like if you because people go, oh, the locks. But I was like, the Bad Boy locks? No.
If you think I'm jiggy,
Yeah, no,
no.
not the same. Rough Riders locks, different locks.
Money, Power, Respect locks was dope though.
They were. I mean, the power was always there with the locks,
Yeah.
but Bad Boy locks and Rough Riders locks, two completely different versions of the locks.
True. They
And-
can't be on both. Rough Riders got to be its own collective.
Yes, Rough Riders are their own collective.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean,
So
then
top
you
four
have
collectives.
TDE.
Yeah. All of it.
I don't know.
Odd Future.
I don't know.
Just ASAP Mob. Not that they'd be in like a Mount Rushmore, but they would count.
But see, even then, it's like somebody like Bad Boy. I don't know I don't know what you call that. It's a label.
Yeah, that's why I said collective / label. I mean,
But it's
but
like
that's the-
they had a
that's the
billion
crew.
artists.
They in that particular time it counts. If you want to dock them for, I don't know, Black Rob. I don't know. Black
No,
Rob
I'm
had
just saying,
hits.
they had just had a billion artists.
Yeah,
They-
we're not going into like Machine Gun Kelly times, but like when they were a crew and a collective, like the strongest collective at one moment.
So that's like an NBA team. It's like, are you taking because you're not, if you say the Warriors is one of the greatest franchises of all time,
Yes,
you have
but
to include the Warriors when they were trash.
No,
too.
no. I'm just talking about that collective. Like the Warriors, when we say, oh, the Warriors, and collect, we're talking Steph, Clay, Draymond. Yes, you can include the KD year, but KD also has his collective and OKC.
Yeah,
So it got to be the
gotta
eras.
put
We got to
years
put
in
years on it. Sure,
because like
that's the caveat I was looking for. We got to put
Death Row
years
was
on it.
garbage After
no.
yeah,
So I'm looking for years. Dungeon Family is a very specific moment in time.
native tongues
Native
count.
tongues count.
Oh, they're on the Mount.
Specific.
They're absolutely on the Mount Rushmore.
Yeah,
there's
it's
no
hard to take
question.
native tongues.
There's
out.
no question. Native tongues is on the Mount Rushmore. of anything.
Bad Boy, Death Row, Native Tongue, Dungeon Family. No, but then I'm omitting Cash Money, Young Money.
Yeah, I can say bye to both of them. Peace. See you later. See you later. See you later. Like
That is tough.
if Death Row
Good
is
music. Good music had some joints.
no good. Absolutely.
Rockefeller got to be on mine. No, the Rock.
No.
like, that Rock in that era. The Rock with Dipset on the label
Nah, I'm good.
with Jay.
Nope.
That was Blueprint style.
No.
I got to take that. Native Tongues.
Organized Noise over Rockefeller.
Yeah. well,
I mean Dungeon Family. Dungeon Family over Rockefeller. Outkast, Goodie Mob, and what Organized Noise produced. Yeah. Rockefeller.
Yeah, that's tough.
th-
Rock
yeah,
got the best person out.
yeah, I mean you take Jay out.
It falls apart a bit.
Yeah,
But you take Biggie out of Bad Boy.
exactly.
It gets
Death
a
Row,
little-
even
gets a
Death
little
Row,
shaky.
Death Row, you have to take pieces out. Like there's Snoop, there's Dre, there's Dog Pound, there's later was Tupac.
Tupac's included in this
Yeah,
window.
that's
Yeah.
you can't remove Death Row. From
I'm
the
not
Mount
sure
Rushmore.
if they're not number one.
And then Native Tongues like redefine how we listen to music today.
Yeah.
So you can't Jungle Brothers like, with their house style, De La for being De La, Tribe.
Because
Queen-
Delon Tribe itself is like, you really can't. Queen Latifah.
Yeah, I mean, no, Native Tongues is absolutely on this list. Rockefeller, I'd keep off the list.
Rockefeller.
TDE's
was
tough because
Rockefeller better than Bad Boy?
no, I don't know.
Kanye was there as a producer, starting to rap.
But he wasn't signed to Rockefeller.
He was. College Dropout?
No, it's Def Jam.
Was he always Def Jam?
Mhm.
Ah,
Yeah, the Rockefeller chain.
yeah.
That's Def Jam.
I'm counting him in the crew. At least for that one album. You give me Young
This
Ye.
is too much, man. You need to parse this out a little bit better.
Because you take Biggie out of Bad Boy, you're left with Mace.
Well, no, you're left with
And like a Craig Mack single.
yes. Well, yeah, Operation Funk the World was not the greatest album.
Yeah,
but, then,
like-
but see, here's the hard part.
You gotta go Mary, 112.
Yeah, I mean, if you
Still
take the
ain't strong
R&B
enough.
side, the 112 album is woo.
No, it was great. Still not strong enough to compete with The Rock. Give me Bad Boy out of there. That breaks my heart. Rest in peace, Biggie. Bring in Rockefeller, and then I'll agree with your other ones. Native Tongues, Death Row,
Yeah.
Dungeon Family.
Death Row is.
A lot of people take Dungeon Family out of this, though. But that's why I wanted to like put, because I think Dungeon Family has a place, because they're like, yo, you take Outkast out, what do you have?
You have
And they
CeeLo
take
and the Goodie Mob,
and people don't rank Goodie Mob.
and it's
as
goofy.
high.
It's goofy because like you have Outkast, which is arguably the greatest duo of all time.
Yep.
Some people will debate it. Whatever. Good luck. You have Goodie Mob. You have CeeLo. Now you take what CeeLo did as an individual. You take what Andre's done as an individual. You take what Big Boy's done as an individual. You take Organized Noise. You take Killer Mike and what he's done as an
Yeah.
good.
It's hard to top.
Yo, but
Young
people-
Money, if you put Young Money with Cash Money, they got to run. Young
Yeah,
Money
no.
by itself, because you have Drake, which is arguably the biggest commercial success
Yes,
ever in hip hop.
Drake, Wayne, and Nicki.
You have Drake, Wayne, Nicki, and then if you combine them into Cash Money, it's just too much time
Yeah, it's
in
just
between.
not on my
Better
Mount
pass.
Rushmore.
Yeah. But that's strong.
Those are hits. That's
That
cool.
is
But I'm
strong.
not grading this off.
I mean, there's really good albums in there. You're bugging. Drake got like 2 joints. Because if you take Drake off, you still got Wayne. You take Wayne off, you still got Drake.
well, Young
and
Money,
then-
Wayne. What's? I mean, people,
Carter 3
Not-
on.
Not that.
Not Carter 2, and I like Carter.
Yeah, Carter 3 on is.
You don't like Carter 3? There's a lot of good mixtape Wayne in there, too.
There's a lot of good mixtape Wayne, but I feel like that was pre-Young Money. When Young Money was
Sorry
established,
for the wait.
like No Ceilings and
No
all that
Ceilings.
stuff, that was before.
That was right before the Carter 3.
Yeah, that was before Drake and Nicki were Young Money.
No, they're on that album. Young Money was established. Yeah, Young Money guest. There's stupid. Gutta Gutta was on that album.
See, that's the other
That
thing.
mixtape,
It
like,
brings it down. Little twist,
Little Twist.
so long.
Little Fate. Like, they had a lot of people.
Wait. As a collection, are we including Wu-Tang?
Damn, yeah, we got to include the Wu-Tang.
Shit.
Got to include the Wu-Tang. Oh, my God, Justin would have killed us.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
if,
the
if
Wu
we're,
got. I don't know where the Wu go. I really like Rockefeller Records.
I take Wu over Rockefeller. Damn. For individual success,
Yes. I mean,
look what RZA's done
oh my God.
in general.
Method Man is just,
RZA,
you can
meth.
take meth out and you got
You still going hard.
crazy.
You still going crazy. Like, you still got Ray. You still got Ghost.
Oh my
They're
God.
on the Mount Rushmore. That's like,
Damn, I got it.
ain't no way you cannot put
So they
Wu-Tang.
bounced Bad Boy and Rockefeller.
Oh, yeah. See ya.
Damn, Bad Boy ain't as strong as I thought.
Nah, man. If you have to stand on one pair of shoulders and that pair of shoulders leaves and the whole building collapses, doesn't matter. With Wu-Tang, you take the RZA out, it's like, all right, cool. We got Jizza, we got Meth, we got Ray, we got Ghost, got Deck. Like,
There's a lot.
yeah, Dirty. Like, man, good luck. Wu?
Yeah.
They're not a label.
Almost
They're
forgot.
just
Yeah, as a collective.
now. There's somebody's gonna run in here. It was like, what about like Sons of Man? I'm like, hey, we're not talking about
Nah.
the infantry. And
Raucous?
Raucous not that's a label.
It's a label.
It's not a collective.
It was a movement.
Raucous was the story of Raucous is a very intriguing story, but it's not. It's a label more than a collective.
Okay.
Because like Black Star, Mos Def, even Eminem was on Soundbombing 2. Yeah, Company Flow, like, but they were like the ECW of hip hop. They ran out of money and the label kind of folded.
Aftermath, because technically Kendrick has done like Aftermath shit.
Yeah, I wouldn't count that.
So he's more TDE.
Yeah, it's TDE.
So Aftermath is really just Eminem and 50.
Which is a big
Which
deal.
strong in Game. Eminem 50 in Game. That's not a bad crew for Aftermath.
As an aside, did you see Game and what he said that Kanye's done more for me in 2 weeks than Dre did in my career? Listen. And I tweeted it, and like a few people DM me, was like, you're right. It's like a kid who was raised by their parents with a silver spoon in their mouth. And they get a new girlfriend, it's like, she made me the man I am today. Bitch, no, he didn't. It was these goddamn parents. Quit playing. Dre, if it wasn't for Dre, you wouldn't exist.
Wouldn't be anywhere.
What is Kanye did what? Dreams?
Yep. No butterfly tattoo on your face.
Like, stop, Game.
No, nothing.
Stop.
I mean, in the past 2 weeks, I don't know. I know they got one song together for
I don't
Donda.
care.
Donda 2.
We're talking
like
about
the single.
Yo, as many times you name drop, you're almost as schizophrenic as Kanye at this point. Like, you had an album called The Doctor's Advocate. And you mean to tell me that Kanye, there's been no Kanye advocate.
No, there's no.
Like,
no
yo,
Paul Heyman
the
for the
documentary,
Kanye
The Doctor's Advocate, name drop Dre. I remember we did this at Hip Hop DX. We counted how many times a game name dropped Dre. And it was over 100. And it's like, you mean to tell me that a guy, Kanye, who's done like a couple songs with you, has done more for your career? Then your career's in the gutter. Cut it out.
Said in the past 2 weeks.
Oh, yeah, 2 weeks. I'm sorry.
So none of those songs count.
He's a goofy.
Maybe they got new songs.
That was so disrespectful.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. No, I can't even put them on. Like Aftermath, 50 fell off hard.
Yeah.
It got real ugly after a while. But yeah, I think that's the Mount Rushmore then. So I want to hear everyone else's Mount Rushmores as well. Hit us up on Twitter. I think our final one is Death Row's still probably number one. And then you have Wu-Tang, Dungeon Family, and Native Tongues on our top four. Let us know what you guys think. We're going to hit the break. We're going to come back. It's time to talk MMA. We have a huge pay-per-view this weekend. We have to talk Cain Velasquez and some results from last weekend. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after this. All right, everybody, we are back. Time to talk UFC. But I guess we got to start with Cain Velasquez and this Cain Velasquez situation. Former UFC champion and WWE superstar. Cain Velasquez was arrested on Monday, I believe. On Monday and jailed. Then details started rolling in. And it appears at this time, different sources have led this way that Cain Velasquez shot at a vehicle of a man charged with sexually assaulting a member of his family. There are reports that it was his stepdaughter in a daycare, a home-owned daycare. And this man lived in the home of the lady's daycare where she ran it and was charged with it, made bail, or was released to serve at home while awaiting the court case to begin. And Cain Velasquez shot at him, missed him, shot that man's stepfather, who was also in the car, and Cain Velasquez was arrested. This is tough. there's layers. Layers on layers on layers. So Cain Velasquez did not shoot the man guilty of, or not, we don't know who's guilty or not guilty. The man accused of sexually assaulting his family member. That guy left unscathed. A person who has not done sexual assault, to our knowledge, was hit, not fatally, but that was the person shot. Whenever you're shot, it could be fatal. So his attempted murder charge for Cain Velasquez. For all accounts, that's an innocent bystander. It's easy for me to see people say free Cain
Ain't
and
no freeing Cain.
And be like, I get the justification.
Yeah.
But he ain't shoot the guy
It don't matter who he
where
shot.
you would scream free Cain.
There is no, listen, I understand. Anybody touches my daughter, they're going to die. But I also understand that if they die, I'm going to jail. That's kind of it.
There's
right?
two ends of this. Yeah.
There's a couple things here. Of course, there's going to be people say, well, they should let it play out. Yeah, have kids, and then we'll have this conversation. Yeah. But Cain Velasquez drove on an intersection.
Broad daylight, 3 p.m.
Right. So there's reckless endangerment right there, right, with a firearm. Now, it's also premeditated now. There's no knee-jerk. Unless he said, I always carry my gun all the time, and I got scared, and I fired back. That's not what happened here. So reckless endangerment, premeditated murder. Like, Cain's going to jail. He ain't getting out of this. The mitigating circumstances do not mean anything in the court of law.
You think they could drop the attempted murder charge?
No. He tried to kill him. He tried to kill him, and he missed.
He missed. That was tough.
And if it wasn't his stepfather, let's just say he murdered a little girl with that shot.
It's over.
So it doesn't matter. Reckless endangerment is reckless endangerment. It is what it is.
I mean, he could get caught on reckless endangerment. I'm just talking about like the higher charges.
He's going to get hit with all of that. Because it's not like it wasn't a crime of passion where it like, surprise, this dude jumped down, I got scared and you shot him. You planned this out.
Yeah. And
came across the intersection, found the vehicle, and fired into the vehicle in a public setting.
Yeah.
Again, I understand. Yeah. I'm not saying I wouldn't do the same thing. Maybe I shouldn't say that on air. But
it's all right. Listen,
I get it.
If you ever catch me not on this show and they be like, yo, Kel's in jail, you know why?
Yeah, like, I get it. People are saying free Cain. I understand why you're saying it, but you can't do what Cain just did.
No.
You just
can't. It was in sloppy fashion.
Yo, it's like,
a lot of people are like, yo, why didn't you just fight him? Like, run up, fight him, and beat him up. Like,
I mean, he could have, but I mean, it's a moving car as well,
yeah.
So I don't know. You're not taking down a moving car.
I mean, the moving car got to stop at a red light sooner or later. I mean, he could have, like, reached in.
It's a lot of work to try to drag somebody out of their car.
More than shooting someone into a moving vehicle?
No, that's why people shoot people, because it's easy.
Not when the vehicle's moving.
It's much easier than the thought process that goes into fighting somebody versus pulling a trigger.
I don't know. I feel like they got to stop sometime. It's like watching.
Yeah, but then you have to get out your car. You got to open their door. You got to pull them out. If their door's locked, what do you do?
Oh, you're punching through the door.
That's more work than I'm pulling out a gun and squeezing the trigger.
That's fair, but it's less than I'm definitely going to.
Look, Cain wasn't thinking about any of this.
No,
Cain was just out.
By the way, if Cain fights someone with anger,
yeah,
a normal human being, he might kill them anyway.
Possible. It's just everything that he did is against the law. And that's just really it. I mean, I believe the mandatory minimum is 15. He's probably going to get hit. He might get hit with they might hit him with a less charge. Who knows? But there's no way he's getting out of this unscathed. That's impossible. I get it. And I've mentioned this to you guys in the group chat. If you want to see something, go watch the documentary on Showtime, Outcry, about a high school football player who was accused and charged with molesting a child in a daycare. And watch how that plays out. Now, I'm not going to tell you everything that happens in the documentary, but let's just say this dude wasn't guilty. It makes this thing a million times worse.
Oh, yeah, that's not good at all.
Right. But again, if my daughter came to me and said, Daddy, that man, I'm not going to ask any questions, which is wrong. But that's what we got to take accountability for our actions. Like, Cain did something that he knew was probably going to get him locked up. The problem is he doesn't have the satisfaction of being behind bars knowing he got the guy. He has to be behind bars going, I missed. That's the hard part.
That sucks.
Like, some innocent guy is just like, I just stepdad. It's like, damn, that sucks. At least I could be in jail for trying to get the guy I wanted to get.
Yeah.
Sucks.
Yeah.
It's a horrible scenario. Horrible.
We'll see how that plays out. I mean, by all accounts, Cain was a nice gentleman. There's people like sticking up for him, aka fam, and all this good stuff. But again, like you said, he knew the repercussions. He weighed the pros and cons.
He didn't weigh him. He just
chose violence.
Yeah.
Like, so.
There was no weighing. If something happens to your daughter, there's no maybe. You're just going.
No, I mean, you're weighing how you gonna whoop some ass.
Yeah, that's
like,
it. You're not weighing the consequences of it.
Like, I've never shot a gun, so like I'm not weighing like, yo, let me go get a gun and shoot somebody because I'm going to miss. Like, I don't know how to shoot a gun. So I'm just weighing like, what's my weapon of choice here? Like, this bat is pretty handy, and I'm start fucking twirling it around like I'm one of the outsiders. Like, it's gonna be real good. Like, you know, I've never shanked anyone, but that got to be kind of easy. Or I just give someone these hands. Maybe that's probably my weapon of choice. I'm calling like 8 people, and we just stomping them out. Like, just old New York. I got my Timbs at the crib. That's the only time I take the DCs off, baby. I put the Timbs on. I go over there, and we just stomping somebody out.
I feel like the DCs would do a lot of damage. I feel like stomping somebody. I feel like stomping somebody with DCs would be like so disrespectful. If I had to explain it to my friends, what happened? Yo,
just got the dumb big logo on your face.
Yo, these sons of bitches stomped me out on some DCs, and then be like silence, and they'd be like, you got stomped out by DCs?
All black DCs.
Ugh.
Yeah.
It ain't black Air Force.
Someone on Twitter, I think, was like, yo, all black DCs are the white people equivalent of all black Air Force.
Yeah, only crime should happen.
Yeah, and I was like, shit, I'm rocking the gooned up skateboarder kicks.
Yep.
I love it.
Yep.
So, yeah, now we'll see how that story kind of unravels. Talking about MMA in the octagon, we had a fight last weekend. We had Bobby Green on the show. Bobby Green's amazing. Bobby Green did not win.
No.
It was short notice versus
it wouldn't have mattered.
One of the toughest fighters in the
UFC. It
UFC.
didn't matter. Islam Makhachev is just
on a different level right now.
Yeah.
We saw his only loss where he got caught in the triangle. And
yeah, you're like, that'll never happen again.
Nope. That was the one and done.
So I know we're going to talk about UFC 272, but I'm a little sad that Makhachev didn't get put into the fight with RDA. And they went
super sad.
Like, they went with Moycano, and I'm like, Makhachev is right there.
Yeah.
Now, it's not like Makhachev, in his mind, he's like, I'm not jeopardizing my status because I'm going to destroy him.
Yep.
Let him fight.
It sells more pay-per-views. If you're in the game of selling pay-per-views, you're selling pay-per-views with that fight. You're not selling pay-per-views with Moycano.
If there is anybody who you look at right now and be like, it's the champ, it's Makhachev.
Yep.
In any division. And this is including Chimaev.
I mean, neither of them really have wins against top 5
No,
opponents.
Makhachev has mowed down everybody. Look,
not top 5 opponents.
I mean, Dan Hooker
Chimaev has been literally punched 3 times.
Well, yeah, no, he has. He literally hasn't fought anybody. But Makhachev has mowed like Dan Hooker. What he did to Dan Hooker was just downright disrespectful.
But we've seen him lose.
Yeah, but that was a long time ago.
Chimaev has been touched 3 times.
Makhachev
splitting hairs though. They're 1 and 2.
But I think Makhachev is number 1. Makhachev is the one guy in that division right now, especially looking at the landscape of the division. Chimaev and Usman, you would say, well, Usman has a fighting chance. Usman might still be the favorite in that fight. He hasn't lost. Meanwhile, Islam Makhachev versus Charles Oliveira, I don't know how Oliveira uses jiu-jitsu when he's getting smothered. That's important because we've seen what Khabib has done to these guys, except for Charles Oliveira. Makhachev is the one guy that you look at right now is like, yeah, as soon as I think he's like a minus 300 favorite to beat Oliveira right now.
That's generous. Like to Oliveira. That's the equivalent of getting 3 points for being at home in the NFL.
Oliveira is incredible. He's the champ. Makhachev is just on a different level.
Different level.
There's no other fighter. I don't care what division you throw at me, where they have a fighter that I'm like, yeah, that guy's
I love Gaethje's leg kicks and everything, but we saw against Khabib.
Again,
all that shit goes out the window.
Gaethje, you go, he might lose to Oliveira. It's a 50-50 fight.
Yeah.
Depends how it plays out. Makhachev, I don't see anybody beating him. Because you have to have a certain style to beat Makhachev. And I'm not sure what that is right now. So that dude.
No one knows.
That dude mows down. Like he beat Bobby Green. Like he had no business being in the octagon with him. And Bobby Green's a damn good fighter.
Yeah, Bobby was like thinking about what he was going to do, and the next thing you know, he's on his back, and the next thing you know, it stopped, and Bobby's like, damn, I just wanted to. I love his quote after. He was like, I just want to feel him. Like,
Yeah, like, but
I couldn't even do anything.
he doesn't give you time to do that.
No.
And that's why, like, as soon as Makhachev was like, I'll fight RDA, and RDA was like, let's do it. And I'm like, why are they not booking this fight? Look, I like Moycano.
Yeah.
And I know maybe it's like, well, Moycano and RDA is a more competitive fight. That's cool, but I think if you put Makhachev in that fight now and he wins, the clamoring for him to fight for the UFC lightweight title is that much bigger. And that's kind of what you want.
Obviously, Khabib is under the impression Dana called him and said Islam has the next title shot, which is odd because he still hasn't beaten the top 5 opponent.
Yeah.
And then Conor today on Twitter before we started the show
Oh,
said, I
God.
can't wait for my next fight for the title.
Conor ain't won a damn lightweight fight in how long?
It's been 5 years now.
There's no way this man should get a title shot.
He has more wins over top 5 opponents than Islam, which is 1, than Islam.
Islam Makhachev destroys Conor McGregor. Eats him for lunch.
Hands down. Which is why you got to give Conor his title shot before
No,
Islam
you don't
is
have to give
champion,
Conor. Why would you give Conor a title shot?
because he's just going to get rocked by Islam. Or he just choked out.
But let him fight anybody. Why should he fight for the title?
I don't know if he wants a title shot.
No, he doesn't fight for a title. No.
If it's
Con-
Gaethje,
No.
Conor does good numbers.
Dude,
If you're wondering why give him a title shot, that is why. It
It's a
does
whole-
good numbers.
how about this?
If it makes dollars and makes
How
sense.
about
right?
this? Let's be real.
Yeah.
Conor McGregor fights anybody, it does numbers. Title or no title. It doesn't matter.
That is fair.
So why do you got to put a title on the line?
They like doing that.
I mean, do they? This weekend, Massvidal's fighting Covington, and both these guys are they're coming off losses and main eventing a pay-per-view.
Guess
It doesn't matter.
And it's not the most stacked card
No.
under them. So
And
they're
it's
like,
still
no,
gonna
these
sell.
two are going to sell. Yeah.
So Conor fighting in the main event of any UFC pay-per-view card is going to do numbers.
Unless, if it's Oliveira, I think you go Islam, Conor, you're not getting another title shot unless, for some reason, you talk your way into get one at 170.
Conor ain't beat nobody. He shouldn't even be
But
close to a title shot.
If Usman's like, yo, I've beaten everyone, give me Conor, and you look at it, you'd be like, you know what, Usman, you kind of deserve the payday.
Or just pay him. How about that?
No, because you got to justify paying. Like,
I don't like the idea that Conor McGregor can benefit from losing. I don't like it. The man hasn't won a lightweight fight in 5 years.
they got to give him Nate at 170, and then
There you go.
roll him right into Usman at 170.
Look. What does better numbers? Conor versus Nate or Conor versus Oliveira? Conor versus
Conor versus
Nate.
Nate, hands down.
Okay.
Conor Poirier 4 does better. You know, like that. Those are both really good options for Conor.
Conor don't need no damn title shot. They need to
Conor
stop.
could use a win. Like,
That's what I'm saying. Like, the man hasn't won. Makhachev has won. He's been winning. Conor doesn't even know what winning looks like.
when, oh, well, I don't want to give away my prediction. So Jorge Masvidal would be a great opponent for Conor McGregor
Yes,
at 170.
of course.
Like, yo, Conor, what do you got? He's not going to take you down. So let's see what your striking is.
Yeah.
And if you can knock out Jorge Masvidal, then you can this guy had 2 title shots a year ago.
I know.
You can justify him fighting Kamaru Usman.
Yeah, but he has to beat somebody. That's all. He has to beat somebody. It's not like he's been on a long layoff and inactive.
Nope.
He's fought and lost.
Yeah.
He got knocked out by Dustin Poirier.
Yeah. And then his leg broke. So.
Yeah, and then it's like, bro, in a fight he was gonna lose anyway.
Yeah, but I mean.
And then Nurmagomedov destroyed him. Right? So who you beat? Donald Cerrone?
In
Yeah,
between.
please stop. In a welterweight fight, stop. There's no way this man should be anywhere near a title shot. But if you want to make
get a title shot, give him to Usman. Don't give him at 155.
No,
And
but-
Conor's big as hell right now, by the way.
I think the
Why are
smart
we
thing,
talking about 155?
if
for?
Conor wants to fight a lightweight, let him fight Makhachev to make Makhachev a bigger star.
You know Conor ain't fighting Makhachev.
You want to fight for a title. If Conor were to beat Makhachev, yeah, you get a title opportunity.
Yes, but the only way he's going to fight him if it's for the title. He's not going to fight him
What
for
does
nothing.
Conor care about titles for?
That's the only thing. He's going to make the money. That's
Man
all
can't
he cares
even win.
about.
That's what I'm saying. You don't need a title to get the money. Let's talk about 272. I don't
But
wanna
the
talk about
title in his head proves that he's still the best in the world.
that. Yeah, it's
When
unfortunate.
it really does. But he got to cherry pick the champion to
Yeah,
fight.
he can't.
And he's in a position where you're going to be in a world of hurt anywhere you go
That's what
right
I'm saying.
now.
I don't want to talk about Conor. Can we talk about 272? Because Colby Covington is a guy who if he said, I wanted a title shot, you'd be like, well, you beat everybody. I don't like Colby as a person, but as a fighter, he went
Probably
through,
the second best fighter in this division.
Yeah, he's gone through everybody.
He's just lost to the champ twice, though. So
Yeah, everybody loses champ. So it is what it is. But
Twice?
Hey, Massvidal lost to him. Like Leon Edwards, when they fight, he going to lose to him too. But Covington has a stacked resume where you could say he's a win or two away from being back in the title picture if we can't find anybody else for Usman to fight.
That's fair, but Usman's beat his ass twice.
He has. But that's what I'm saying. If there's nobody else, if there was literally nobody else, he was like, pick somebody in this division who deserves it, who's beating everybody.
There's always Conor.
No.
There's always Conor.
It's like Robert Whittaker right now.
Yeah.
Robert Whittaker beats everybody else but the last style bender.
Yep.
So it's like, it's
shit out of luck.
Yeah. Conor hasn't beat nobody. I just don't
Maybe
wanna,
Bobby Knuckles can cut down for Usman.
Well, he's talking about going back to welterweight.
Yeah. And I think he'd get an immediate title shot if he moves down.
Yeah, it'd be a good
why
fight.
not?
I think Knuckles should cut down to welterweight to fight Usman because he ain't beating Adesanya, so
No.
it is what it is.
Not at all.
Try Usman. You're gonna lose to him too, but it is what it is.
But at least you got like a size difference.
You know, at least you got a new face that's beating you up.
Yeah. You get a puncher's chance at that one. So let me go back and get this card. UFC 272, running through the main card real quick, giving our predictions for the fight. Let me just check out the prelims, make sure we're not missing anything crazy. We are not. So main card, Spivak versus Greg Hardy.
Let's send Greg Hardy home. Let's get him out of here.
Going to Bellator.
He might win this fight.
That is home.
He might win this damn fight.
This is his best chance. I'm picking him to get knocked out, though.
I'm gonna pick him to get knocked out too, because I think if Greg don't get you out of there in the first 2 minutes, he gasses, needs an oxygen mask.
Yeah, Spivak got knocked out. He beat Olenek by decision and then knocked out Vandera. Yeah, give me him to knock out Greg Hardy.
Yeah.
Every time I predict a Greg Hardy fight, it's him getting knocked out. So let's just
he's
put
not
that
going
on
the
record.
distance unless somebody just wrestles him to death.
And I'm not picking him to knock out anyone. I'm always just if I was a betting man, I would lose money. No parlays with Greg Hardy.
Yeah.
Because I'm not betting on him. And then next fight, Kevin Holland versus Cowboy Oliveira.
This is a really fun fight because Holland likes to stand up, throw hands, and Oliveira does as well. But I'm picking Kevin Holland to win this fight. Kevin Holland has had a tough 2021.
Yep.
After having a remarkable year before that, and his only losses were to like wrestlers. Oliveira is not that. Oliveira is going to stand there and fight him, and he's going to get knocked out. So I'm picking Kevin Holland by stoppage.
I am too. I'm picking Kevin Holland to win this one. Spoiler alert, he is our guest. He'll be here shortly joining us. Always nice to talk to Big Mouth. So Kevin Holland will be on the show in a little while. But, yeah, 100%. I think he loses to wrestlers, and he has to work on that aspect of his game. But this is a tailor-made matchup for him. So I'm taking Kevin Holland by decision, though. Cowboy Oliveira is tough. Wouldn't be surprised to see a knockout, but I'm going with the decision. And then Edson Barbosa versus Bryce Mitchell. With the camo trunks.
Look. Bryce Mitchell is a lunatic, right?
Give that man his camo.
He's talked about having guns, how people don't deserve health care.
Yeah.
He's still a pretty good fighter.
Damn good fighter.
But he's getting knocked out by Edson Barbosa. Yeah. And this is more of a want than a position. So I'm just being clear here. Like,
this is a card full of people you just want to see get KO.
Yeah, like I want to see a double knockout in the main event, but I'm not getting that either. But
you just want to see people get wrecked on this card.
Edson Barbosa is still one of the better strikers in MMA. And Bryce Mitchell's a really good wrestler, right? So Bryce Mitchell could potentially put him on his back. I don't know if Bryce is going to be skilled enough to find an entry point to not get clipped. Because once Barbosa keeps a little distance, he needs to get back to the leg kicks too.
Yeah.
But if he can slow down his mobility, we might see one of those Terry Edom roundhouses that catches him in the face. But yeah, it's more of a want than a real prediction. Nah, fuck it, it's a prediction. I'm picking Edson Barbosa.
I'm going to go Bryce Mitchell wrestling him, but no, I get it. I wonder if the UFC sat there and was just like, you know what? Who do people hate on our roster?
No,
it's just controversial.
They didn't even do that. They said, who does Dana love? And they were like, all right, this we got. You like guns? Yeah. You like non-COVID? Yeah. You like Trump? Yeah. They were like, let's put them all on the card together.
I don't know where Greg Hardy fits in that, but yeah.
Greg Hardy, domestic abuser, yeah. The only person missing from this card is like Henry Cejudo.
Oh, Triple C would be a great
He'd
addition.
piss everybody off.
I really want him to come back too, but he's coaching his ass off though.
Yeah.
And then we have RDA versus Moycano now.
I don't like Moycano taking this on this short of notice.
Should have been Islam.
14-hour flight from Brazil to come back and then get ready for RDA.
He was 180 yesterday. He got to get down to 160.
And he can do it. It's just it's still RDA. Like RDA, yes, he gets mowed down by Makhachev, but not by Moycano. Moycano could win this fight. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah,
Maybe this guy has this 14-hour flight doesn't hurt him. He's still in fight mode. He could be fine, but I'm picking RDA.
Me too. Too much to overcome for Moycano, but kudos to him for stepping in. Main event: Colby versus Massvidal.
So here's my question before we even talk about the prediction. I'm going to ask this at the press conference, which is weird because I don't want to ask this at the press conference, but I'm going to. What are the stakes for this fight?
Yeah, it's not a number one contenders match.
Like, what does the winner get? You can't get a title fight.
It's not WWE. What do you want him to get?
If it was WWE, anybody can fight for the title at any time. 'Cause that's what they do.
You want like a UFC Money in the Bank contract?
I'm just saying,
like
what are the stakes?
Colby just cashing in whenever?
Just what are the stakes for the winner? Because you are bottlenecked because you can't fight Kamaru Usman, right?
They get the UFC equivalent of Money in Bank contract where if whoever Usman is fighting or Usman get hurt that week, you can step in and fight for an interim title or the title again. But you're not getting booked for another title fight. But you can cash in if someone happens to get injured. That's what you win.
Because the reason why I ask is I want to know what Dana thinks, and then I want to know what Massvidal and Covington think they're fighting for. Of course,
you know Covington thinks he's fighting for another shot at
But if you're Massvidal, it's like, what am I fighting for? Like, I get why I'm fighting this guy. I don't like him. But everybody's end game is to be a champ.
Yep.
And if you can't beat the champ, what are you doing here? Guess you're just going to make some money?
Is this one of Masvidal's last fights on his contract?
I don't know. Masvidal ain't going nowhere.
I don't know. I mean, a Jake Paul fight is always within arm's reach.
Yeah, if he were to leave, but you know, he's bigged up the UFC so much that
just yo, let me go handle this. I'm gonna come right back.
Yeah.
And then that might be a very tough fight for him at this point. I mean, Masvidal got hands. This
is different.
Yeah, it's a way bigger guy and a different skill set. This fight though, MAGA powers explode.
Yep.
It's a pretty easy one for me to pick. Colby Covington by stoppage in the fourth.
No, I'm not picking.
He's going to wrestle the hell out of him and then ground and pound him into a stoppage in the fourth. It'll be contested. Masvidal won't like it, but he'll be getting his ass whooped on the ground for 3 rounds, and the ref will take mercy. He's going to stop him in the fourth.
I'm picking Covington as well. Covington leads all active UFC welterweights with 61 takedowns. Covington is, I believe, 4th among active welterweights with an hour and 40 minutes of top control.
Yeah. Took down Usman.
Covington hasn't submitted anybody in 6 years. Massvidal has only been stopped by Usman. And the only other time he was submitted was Toby Amada in Bellator, I believe. I think Covington is going to win this fight unless he's an idiot and at some point goes, I can stand with you. And the only reason why he would do that is if he wrestles him to death for 3 rounds and sees he's gassed and there's nothing on those punches anymore.
To prove a point.
Yeah, because look, man, Covington's a troll. I don't like him, but the man's cardio is ridiculous.
Oh, he's one hell of a fighter.
Look, Usman versus Masvidal. Masvidal won 1 scorecard in 1 round against Usman. Covington almost won that fight.
Yep.
The one that went to the decision.
It was 2-2.
Yeah. The knockout loss, Covington made it to the 5th round.
Yep.
Masvidal's out of here in the 2nd. Now, I know people are like, it's MMA math, but if you look at what Masvidal's done to everybody else in the division, which goes back to me saying he's beaten everybody. He's put them on their back, and he's beaten them. Or somebody like, he fought Damian Maia. Like,
as long as Colby doesn't walk into a flying knee.
Well, and he won't. I don't think he's that dumb. Like, when Masvidal fought Askren's only entry point was a takedown. Like, there was no striking to set it up. Covington's got decent striking. He's not like a world-class striker, but he does enough to make you think about what he's doing.
Yeah.
I think Covington just puts him on his back for 5 rounds. I think maybe in the later rounds he kind of tries to throw hands with him, which could be a bad decision. But ultimately, that gas tank that Covington has, Masvidal has to finish him in the first round in order to win this fight. First, he's got 7.5 minutes to get it done.
Yeah, and I don't see that happening.
I don't see it either.
So I think Colby wins this, and then Colby will continue talking trash. He'll be calling for a title fight. We'll hear more about fake newsmen and all the stupid little puns that he does. And and we'll be right back to where we were. So let's hit our break, though. You guys don't go anywhere because, like we told you just a little while ago, Kevin Holland is in the building. He's going to talk to us about his upcoming fight this weekend. We're going to see what makes him tick. One of our most exciting fighters, having an amazing year, now looking for had an amazing year, now looking for a bounce back to last year. So much to dig into there. So don't go anywhere. Be right back after this. What up, everybody? We are back, and as promised, we got Kevin Holland joining us ahead of his huge fight this weekend at UFC 272. Kevin, what up? Thank you for taking time out. You just basking in the sun. Weight cut looks like it's going well. I like it, man. It looks like you're comfy.
Yeah, it's going smooth. Can't complain. I'm on task. I'm on the weight they want me to be at, so should be a smooth cut. A lot of water.
Good. Real quick, I need to start off this way. The nickname Big Mouth. Once people were like, yo, you start off as Trailblazer. Now everyone just knows you. Kevin Holland, Big Mouth. It was so much part of your game, but you always lived up to it. And then you hit a little rough patch and people were like, stop talking as much. Is that something you can take out of your game? Or is that just something you've always done while fighting?
I've always done it while fighting, so taking it out would be kind of crazy. I'm going to keep doing it. Probably just talk more to the opponent, less to the crowd, less to DC. So, we'll get that figured out.
Yeah, I mean, it seemed like he helped a little bit with the wrestling every now and then, though. A couple tips or something.
Khabib gave me advice that one time, and I took down Brunson. So, it always remains.
So, as this is all black show right here. So we got black people here. There's always this misunderstanding of when black people talk that we're being arrogant, we're being confident. It's kind of just what we do. When it don't matter if we're playing video games, it don't matter if we're shooting dice, it don't matter. Have you always been a trash talker? Is this just part of your DNA? I want people to understand that it's not just fighting, it's kind of our culture.
Yeah, it's just kind of been a stench forever. You know what I mean? Playing dominoes with the old fellas and trying to figure out the best way to talk crap without disrespecting them. And, it's just part of life, growing up, roast shows and all that stuff like that. Yeah, I mean, my age frame is what we do. We talk a little crap. So, yeah, it's who I am.
Do you think there's like a little bit of a misunderstanding, though, when like you were on the Challenger Series and Dana's like, he talks too much? Because even if you go back to The Ultimate Fighter, Matt Hughes said the same thing about Rashad Evans being a showboat. Do you still think that in MMA there is a misunderstanding of how black culture presents itself? Because this is who we are, and then later on they get it, right? At first they go, you talk too much, and then you showboat. Then some white dude does it, and it was like, he's having fun. Do you think that black culture is kind of misunderstood in this culture?
No, I mean, not necessarily. I mean, sometimes we showboat a little bit. I mean, I don't have a problem with showboating. You have a problem with showboating?
Nah, man, I think that's who we are.
I like the showboating, but when Khabib talked to people, I don't think
it should be an issue.
When Khabib talked to people on the ground, and he talked to Conor about beating him up, that was championed and celebrated, and that was everywhere. But you were talking to people and beating them up, and they were like, he talks too much during his fights.
Yeah, but Khabib's undefeated, and I took some L's. So, it's kind of like it's just one of those things where it's like if you're losing and you're doing it, it's probably not the best thing. If you're winning, whatever the fuck you're doing while you're winning, excuse my language, but
you're good.
It's good. As long as you're winning, you know what I mean? It doesn't matter what you're doing. You start losing, then everybody wants to question it, So, yeah, I mean, I don't think it's a problem whatsoever. I mean, I'm perfectly fine about however they portray me,
Makes sense. And, you're positioned well on this card. It shows how exciting and valuable you are to the promotion, to the fans. People want to tune in to see you go to work. Are you excited to go in there and be like, man, finally I don't have to deal with a wrestler, someone who's like scared to catch these hands and just trying to put me on my back? Like I can go back out there, have fun, and let these hands loose again.
Nah, I mean, if you watch the Paulo Costa, Marvin Vettori fight, they threw punches the whole time. So it's like
he wouldn't do that to you, though.
So when they get in front of me, they tend to shoot for takedowns. So I don't truly believe that anybody is coming in there to just throw hands. So we'll throw hands, we'll defend some shots, and then we'll keep throwing hands until, the bodies hit the floor. And then we'll go home and celebrate.
All right, you got to tell me about this because there was a troll that was bothering you online talking about he could submit you, and you had to deal with him. Some people don't know this story. I think ESPN's reported it a little bit, but yo, I need to know the mindset of you when you said, you know what? If you keep talking, let's do this for real. When did that switch? Tell the background of the story, and then we'll get to how you decided to bring this dude out here and show him what's up.
The dude was like steady in my inbox. He was asking me all these questions about him, if I think I could be him or if he thinks he could be me, vice versa, whatever the heck, however you want to put it. So, one day I was just like, yeah, I was on the pooper, and I was like, all right, respond to some of these guys. I responded, and, next thing you know, one day he was at the gym, and, I put him on the OnlyFans, and the rest is history. It's just how it goes, man. I mean, there's nothing to it. Like, you got to talk about culture and stuff like that. I mean, where I'm born, where I'm raised, it's like, this is how you get down. Somebody say something, you don't like it. It's like, pull up. If they got the guts to pull up, then, you know what I mean? I better have the guts to step outside. In that case, it was just stepping inside the cage and doing a little grapple, a little razzle-dazzle. You know what I'm saying? It was nothing special. And then the next guy, he called me Brunson. I was like, bro, I don't know Brunson. So, I mean, I know I don't look like Cisco. You know what I'm saying? So I went ahead and caught him at the gym the next day and hit him with some body kicks. So, yeah, I mean, there's nothing to it. Sometimes they run their mouth and they run their mouth the wrong way. And I'm like, let's meet up if you're down. And they're like, all right. And I'm like, yeah. And they're like, oh.
There's like levels to this too. It's like, it's the same thing when somebody watches somebody in the NBA and they go, oh, he's trash, I could take him to the rack. But you actually took him up on the offer, right? You were like, yo, all right, cool, come through, let me show you what's up. Have you heard from this dude since, or has he gone completely dark after getting embarrassed?
I hit him up, make sure he got home safely. You know what I mean? That was about it. And then the second guy, I hit him up, made sure that he got his hotel paid for, and then somebody was like, you hit him with hard body kicks. I'm like, that wasn't even hard. But, you know what I mean? What's hard to us and what's hard to them might be different. So I hit him up and asked him if he was good, and he was like, yeah, I'm good. So, yeah, I mean, I just make sure they're straight. Other than that, I really don't care. I mean, they're not my friends. They just got to make sure they got home safely. You know what I mean? They're like my kids at the end of the day. You know what I mean? You can't just be sending them out there in the world and not making sure they get home safely. You know what I mean? So if not kids, they're then like my little dates for the night. You know what I'm saying? So I'm a gentleman. I always make sure I check and make sure they open the door and go in before the night's over with. So,
like he sent them home in Ubers. Call them the Ubers after ass whoopings.
Yeah, they live far, so usually they hop on a train or a plane. But, hey, Uber works. You know what I mean? Uber everywhere.
My man Kevin Holland is Mr. Flyout. Yeah. I'll fly you out and tuck your ass in and send you home. I love it.
A whole different type of flute out. So, that's not the way it's supposed to work.
Fly them out for a hit and quit and send them home. You know what I'm talking about? New level hit and quit.
Wow. You're talking about the mentality. I saw this week that when RDA was looking for an opponent, you're like, yo, I think I can run this back to back and do both fights on the same night. Is that part of that mentality where you're just like, you know what? Like, I just fight. Like, I can do them both. Let's just space them out a little bit.
I'm going to be honest with you. I had no idea about the RDA thing. I was upstairs doing a workout. Somebody told me that had happened. And then the next day I heard I had tweeted something. And I was like, how did I tweet when I was on the video game? But, my manager's slick, so he was looking for a bigger pay. I'm down for whatever. You know me. He already, my bad, y'all. I'm over here hitting the table. He already know how I get down, so yeah, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? He tight for me. Word is bond. He put my word out there, so I bonded to it. You know what I'm saying? If they want me to step up still, I'll still take two. You know what I mean? But my boy Renato got it, so I got my money on Renato.
Do you? You got Renato over RDA in that fight?
I mean, we KO gang. You know what I mean? We knock people out. So, I mean, at least that's what the contracts say when we sign up with KO reps. So, yeah, I got Renato.
Got it. Also, I saw a story about you didn't really want your UFC contract after the Challengers, Contender Series, because you didn't want to get caught up. Tell me about this a little bit, because
that was a long time ago.
Yeah, you were in your mind when that fight was happening. Were you thinking about this? It was like, shit, man, if I get this contract, they might, USADA might be coming for me.
Yeah, I just had a long talk with my people. Like, I mean, I did what I was supposed to do to, pass drug tests and stay clean and all that stuff like that. But I mean, that shit sucks. So I was thinking in my head, like, yo, I need to get my name out there. I'll take this opportunity. It's a good payday. I'll get the dub. He only signs people if he knocks people out. I usually knock people out. That's probably why they put me on here. I appreciate Mick but I don't know if I'm ready for this in life. So I was like, I'm just gonna go ahead and beat this guy up, and then maybe get like a contract somewhere else that pays pretty good because they know the UFC was gonna pick me up. Because I was like, I just don't want to really, you know what I mean, not be able to smoke weed and have USADA popping up in my house like on probation or something like that. Because don't nobody want to be on probation. You know what I mean? You talk about the statistics of a black male and stuff like that. A lot of us been on probation before, and I don't want to be on probation like just to sign up for it. But now that I'm with USADA and they pop up in my house and I don't have to worry about them testing me for weed, like they don't care about the weed, I piss quick. You know what I mean? Like as soon as they come in, here you go. That's all I got in me. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
I mean, there's smoke alarms. Someone might be smoking weed somewhere in the vicinity. Send off the smoke alarm behind you.
Yeah.
It's all right. It's Vegas, baby. You never know in Vegas.
Yeah, it's Vegas.
Yeah,
everything legal in Vegas.
Big facts.
Yeah, so
everything.
Going into this fight against Cowboy Oliveira, there was a quote. You said, I want to send him into retirement. Is that a notch on your belt? Like into this, or is this your goal now where you're at in your career in the UFC, where you want to put some of these veterans' names on your resume and be like, I'm the one that sent them off to, going and chilling at the crib and putting those names there to help you climb the ladder faster?
Not necessarily. I mean, I do want all the OGs just because of the simple fact, like, one day, like, they're going to have their name. So you ain't got to worry about them if they're going to have a name one day. You fight some of these young guys and it's like, shit, that fool might fall off. You see me, decent name, then fell off with a couple fights. So what if I never win again? You know what I mean? Like, ooh, that'd be a bummer. But then I'm nobody. You know what I'm saying? So you like to fight OGs. So then you can say you fought somebody. You don't want to go back and tell your kids 10 years from now, I fought this guy. And they're like, bruh, that motherfucker didn't even get on a video game. Excuse my language. But you get what I'm saying, though. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, yeah, I would love to fight a couple OGs. And when I fight them, I low-key would like it if they didn't fight nobody else if I put them out in a devastating fashion. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, if you got put out that bad, knowing who you are, you normally don't get done like that. It's probably time to, like, call it a wrap. And if you are going to fight, I hope you fight somebody that's really reasonable for you to beat. That way it don't look like somebody else retired you. You might as well just give me the honor. It's no disrespect whatsoever. We all got to call it a wrap sooner or later. And a lot of these guys that I do want and I'm putting away like that, if I do put them away like that, it's usually around the age that I want to stop fighting. But I want to go out on top. So I feel them on wanting to go out on top. But this dog got to eat, bruh.
When you knocked out Jacare, that's a lot of people's their favorite knockout of yours. Is that your favorite knockout? Do you ever go back and look at that knockout and go, damn, that was some work? Because we hadn't seen nothing like that before.
Nah, that's my least favorite knockout.
Really?
Like, if you ask me, like, I really feel like that was the start of my demise. You know what I mean? Like, I was sitting back and I was thinking, like, I remember going home and being like, yo, I hit hard than up. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, just thinking, like, I mean, the work ethic kind of slowed down after that. The work ethic was really nice before that. And then after that knockout, I just kind of feel like I slowed down a little bit. And then even when I started to put it back into work, I just felt like I was like a couple months behind of where I could have been had I not knocked him out that way. Had I subbed him, think about it, I would have been like, yo, my jiu-jitsu's sick. It could be way sicker. You know what I'm saying? But I hit him with a punch off my back, knocked him out, and got up and kept doing it. You know, everybody thinks, oh, yeah, that's wonderful. So then you go to the next fight, you're like, oh, I'm going to knock this guy off my back too, just to show him, like, 2P, 3P, like the Lakers and you know what I mean, at the top of their sprees. So, yeah, that's just me, though. I get caught up in my own shit sometimes. Excuse my language. I should have just put a poop emoji.
So you win this fight this upcoming weekend. Who do you want next? Do you go into this fight with, like, a list of call-outs already on the mind, or what's your next move after this?
I mean, I got a feeling somebody catches a cramp at 85 in the near future. They catch a cramp at 85, I step in. I keep my name booming in both weight classes. That's a good thing because you never know when you want to have a stake. Like, the way I look at it is we don't really have seasons in this game. So when you live somewhere where it gets kind of cold a little bit, it's kind of harder to make a certain weight in the winter versus it is in the summer. In the summer, you're always sweating. I mean, you can't even wear regular clothes without, you know what I mean, sweating. So you got to switch up your outfits. So maybe in the winter I fight at 85, and maybe in the spring and the summer I fight at 170. I don't know. You know what I mean? I'm just cuckoo in the brain. I just want to fight.
Man, there's one other guy that's kind of doing that. Kamayev. Is that a name?
Don't you dare say it.
I was going to ask,
dare.
Is there any interest in inquiring that guy? Because there's so much hype.
This is a black people show.
It is. But I'm very curious because a lot of
concentrate on the black guy.
I'm saying the man gets so much hype. Isn't that a fight that you would want to, hey, chill out. He's not as good as everybody says he is.
I mean, I called for it when I was still ready to work. You know what I mean? I mean, that's a guy right there that I got a couple buddies that are like, man, F that guy. He ain't the truth. And I'm like, look, I'm not like you. I'm not like anybody else. Like I don't have a problem with telling it as it is. And I feel like the dude's the truth. I feel like he's a dog. I feel like he's an absolute animal. He's that wolf that they call him. But that being said, I've been living in Texas long enough to know that I like to hunt or try to hunt any animal that you're allowed to eat or that can be good for the environment. And sometimes wolves aren't good for the environment, so sometimes you got to hunt them down. So I'm down to hunt anything. I don't care what it is, you know. So yeah, when it comes down to me, I don't really care who it is. I, I like the task. You know, it's like whatever happens, I like the task. And if he's that good, and I really believe he's that good, I'm that motivated to train. So that's the good thing about guys like that. You know, I wish I'd had a full camp for the Vittori fight. I would have been motivated just because, you know, they say he doesn't get hit that much, and I think I could hit him a lot. You know, Brunson fight, it was kind of like I could beat this dude off the couch, and I was wrong. You know what I mean? Got off the couch the wrong way.
No, I feel that, man. So we appreciate you joining us. You have still a busy day ahead of you, so we don't want to take too much time up. Can't wait to see this fight this weekend. You look good. You look in shape. You look motivated. Can't wait to see you put in work again, leading to a big 2022, because it's just the beginning. You know, everything we saw in 2020, man, all that's coming back, and we know it. Can't wait to see you put in work. Thanks so much for joining us.
No, thank you guys. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, bye.
All right. Everyone, that was Kevin Holland, man. That's so fun to talk to all these guys who come through. Kevin Holland's hilarious. So make sure you guys check him out. UFC 272 happening on Saturday. Going to be an amazing card of fights. You guys got our full predictions and rundown already. Thank you for listening. Thank you, Blue Wire Studios. Thank you, everyone here at the Win in Las Vegas. Shout out to everyone in production. Producer Colby didn't chime in at all with the British accent. So we're going to roll it over because later on in the week, we're talking wrestling. And we're going to get a drop from producer Colby in this British accent and have it on wax. So thanks to everyone in the booth as well. In the meantime, follow us on social media at Corner Podcast _ on Twitter, at Corner Club for Life on Instagram. You can check us out on YouTube, The Corner Podcast as well, where you can see our faces, Dre's dope sweater, and the sneakers that he put up on the table a little while ago as well. You guys see that in crisp 4K, and you can see the dope Titantron backdrop as we record. In the meantime, you guys be safe. Stay Rona free. Let's have fun. Let's enjoy these fights. Until next time, we're out.
Peace.